What's happening, people? Welcome back to the channel. You got myself, Tommy. You got Abib here and Akeem. Saeed's supposed to join us. I'm not sure whether he's running late, but it probably will join us during the episode. So we'll see anyway. So hopefully he joins us. What's happening, boys? You good?
Yeah, man. Yeah, can't complain. Can't complain. Well, actually, I got a couple of things to complain about, but other than that, can't complain.
I'm absolutely livid. I'm absolutely livid. I'm not even gonna lie and say I'm good, but yeah, it is what it is.
Don't worry, we'll get into it. I watched the game with him as well, anyway, so we'll get into the details, nitty-gritty of the game. Look, firstly, people, if you could please subscribe to the channel, click the like button, turn on your notifications to know whenever we upload. And what else? Just comment, man. Comment. Let us know what your thoughts are on this weekend's games, the title race that's shaping up, that's intensifying, and same thing as the top 4 race or top 5 race that is starting to obviously, that look interesting as well with Villa dropping points. And I've been saying it, man. I've been saying it. We need to get
I need Saeed here about this Villa guy. This want to be Villa. I need him here. He needs to hurry up.
I've been saying it, and I've been saying it. It's not that I want them to do bad, but for United, all I care is United. I need them to be involved in that top 4 race, and they didn't have the squad for you to even start just talking them up for like title race. Like they just didn't have that. At this rate, they might not make top 4 if they're not careful. But we'll get into all of that in a bit. There's only one place to start. We've had the build up. We had, if you didn't see it, go back and check it. We had our predictions earlier on this week with Akeem and Abib. You both predicted 2-0 wins for your team. 2 goals, 1 score today. 2 goals, 1 score today. So you're close.
I remember I was torn between 2-0 and 2-1.
Fair enough. Akeem, you probably, obviously, you were closer. I know it wasn't like the most exciting of games, but we'll talk about that as well, because I just feel like that's the Premier League for you, and I'm starting to lose the love for it. Like, don't get me wrong, I love the football, but I'm starting to lose. Like, the teams just don't want to play football anymore. Everyone just thinks everyone wants to
AG in it, 2K, game, all of that.
Everyone's relying on set pieces and like everyone's risk is averse more than anything. No one no one's willing to go for the game, and it's sad to see, man. It's really sad to see. But
I feel like they coached the Mavericks out of the game.
Yeah, 100%. Like, you don't want to get. I don't think you get that much special moments from players anymore. Like the individuality you get from players that someone like kind of like a Hazard. Like, you know what I mean? You don't get much of that, and you say there's not much Maverick in the game as well. They're coaching the Maverick in the game.
Sometimes that's also due to just how well drilled the other teams are, in a sense that it kind of, the defensive structure is probably so good that it makes it so hard, even if you are a top player.
I don't really think so. I just think everyone's defending in 11s, like 11 players behind the ball. Yeah, but and at the same, it's not exciting to see though. We like teams that wants to take chances, that will lead players up the pitch. Do you get what I mean? Take a gamble, back your fullback to go 1-on-1 with the winger. Your winger don't have to always come back all the time to double up. But I guess that's another topic after the game. That's just a side note. But that's just how I felt on the game as well. It's not that I didn't enjoy the game. I did enjoy the game to some extent, but I do feel.
But I feel like you probably enjoyed it for the stakes that are involved, rather than just purely I'm enjoying what I'm watching. You know what I mean? And that's how I feel a lot of the time recently as well.
Yeah, I think he got it spot on. Maybe it's more the stake that are involved in the game that got me excited about the game, and that's probably what I enjoyed, because the
jeopardy.
itself weren't the best. So I'll start with you, Akim, because you said you got a lot to say. So I'm quite interested because I know you're not a fan of football. You're not a fan of anti-football, should I say? So what was your thoughts on the game? Because obviously, don't forget you did win, and I think that's the most important thing.
Definitely. So I'm not gonna go too hard on the team because they got the 3 points. But I felt like first half, although Chelsea had a lot of the ball, we limited them. Like I said, if we can, our defense is so strong that we can limit Chelsea to little half chances or no chance at all. And in the first half, I felt we was doing that. We let them have the ball at the back line, and we let them play the ball into midfield. But once they started to venture deeper into our half, we shut them down and won back possession. And we it seemed like we were trying to play on a counter attack from early. But that's what was frustrating me. We didn't really take the game to Chelsea and try to dominate possession, try to dominate the ball. I felt that we let Chelsea have the ball in places that they couldn't really hurt us. But we're at home. I wanted us to have more of the ball and really put pressure on them. And in the second half, when it was 1-1, I felt Chelsea were putting more pressure on us, especially in the first 10-15 minutes. They came out of the blocks a lot better and a lot sharper than we did. But we got the second goal, and then they got the red card, and then it just spiraled out of control from there. I thought Chelsea played better with 10 men than they did with 11 on the pitch. They were more threatening with 10 men on the pitch than they were with 11. 2 set pieces. Well, Chelsea didn't score a single goal. We scored all the goals. We scored all the goals for them. It was a great corner by Reece James. Nkapia, there's not much he could have really done. He could have. If my defender could get his head to it, I would rather you jump and get your head to it. I'm not going to put blame on him because I thought Nkapia played very well. He was one of our best players on the day. Him, Gabriel, Saliba played well, and man of the match for me was David Raya with those outstanding saves that he made. But again, our midfield still didn't look as balanced as I would like it to be. And again, like last week when I was telling, we were speaking about Rice and Zubimendi, and I was telling Toyib, I would rather Zubimendi play as the box-to-box and Rice as the holding, because I feel there'll be less mistakes with Rice in that area. I feel we're more solid and more assured in and out of possession. And again, Zubimendi, it proved again when Zubimendi almost tried to give Chelsea a goal. He keeps doing that, and although I rate him highly, I think he needs to be playing a bit further up. It's coming like the Granit Xhaka conundrum. When we first initially bought Granit Xhaka, we were playing him as a 6, and I was like, stop playing this guy as a 6. He's a liability as a 6. Play him as a box-to-box. When we moved him centrally, a bit further forward, we saw the real Granit Xhaka. We saw his ability on the ball. We saw he's able to dictate tempo, spray passes, and get into the opposition half. I thought Zubimendi could do just the same thing. I don't understand why nobody else can really see it, and especially why our manager can't see it. That's what's jarring me the most, the fact that the manager can't see it. But yeah, it was an interesting game. We should have dominated. We should have taken more of our chances, especially when we went 1-0 up. We hit Chelsea on the counter a few times, but we lacked composure in a couple of instances. We were careless in a couple of instances, and we were just all very predictable with Gyökeres. Like when it was 1-on-1 with Chalobah, it was so obvious what you want to do, bro. Think of something else. Like if I'm sitting here watching, knowing that you want to take it onto your right and try to bend it, or take it on, put it on your right and try to run at him, big man. I need a bit more of you in those situations. I'm not going to criticize your general gameplay because I thought you did okay, but in those instances, I need to see you raise your level. I need you to be a lot less predictable and Yeah, we were sloppy in the final third a few of the times. Misplaced passes, just not taking care and not pulling the trigger when we had that half a yard to get the second before Chelsea equalised. So those were my frustrations. But other than that, man, I thought like our defence was outstanding again. Saliba, Gabriel, Timber, and Hincapié. Hincapié is really pulling showing us his worth. I think we should sign him permanently in the summer. It's only a loan deal that we got him for this season. With an option, I think we should take up that option and sign him permanently because, he's not just cover for Calafiore. He's actually direct competition, and also he can play centrally as well, which is an added bonus. Other than that, man, our defense played well. Our midfield was okay. Saka, he's having a poor season. I expected him to cook Hato. I expected him to ruthlessly cook Hato. He didn't do that. Martinelli, when he came on, he was more of a threat than Saka was the whole game, in my opinion. And Eze in the first half, he was drifting in and out of the game. It wasn't until the second half when we got the second goal when we saw more of him getting on the ball, starting to try to play passes and play clever passes, 1-2s, passes around the corner, and but other than that, man, we got the 3 points, so I'm not going to criticize the team too much. Chelsea was never going to be easy. They're a tough team, they're a physical team, and we saw that again today, how physical they are. Caicedo, strong and solid in midfield. I felt he in that midfield area, I felt he was the stand-up player, to be honest with you. Santos did okay-ish. But nah, Caicedo for me was the stand-up midfielder in that game today.
Cool. I think you're right. I think Caicedo was probably the better out all the midfielders in there today. I was a bit disappointed in Santos. I thought these are the games that he's a good player, but if you want to put your name out there, these are the games that you want to do a bit more on the ball. And I don't think he did that. Slightly shied away from battles sometimes. So, but as I said, they weren't really the best of game anyway. And Palmer was coming deep to get the ball. Enzo was coming deep to get the ball. So, as I said, rather than them making runs in behind, everyone was coming to get the ball. João Pedro was coming to get the ball. So I guess he didn't really have more option really in regards to like operating in the midfield or doing a bit more. But yeah, he was quiet, definitely.
So just quickly, I just want to quickly touch on Cole Palmer. Good player, but I think that his breakout season, the way myself included, we all hyped about him last season and especially this season. What has happened to him? Like, what has happened today? He was pants again. Didn't do nothing. Didn't offer anything. Foul Saka got a yellow card. That's the only thing that I could really remember Cole Palmer really doing was fouling Saka to get a yellow card. He offered nothing on the ball. Wasn't creative. Bruv, what has happened to that guy? Or was that one season? He's flash in the pan. Because I see he's very technical. He's got the ability. Like, does he want to play for Chelsea? Does he want to be there? I think we need to have that discussion.
He wants to come home. We know where home is. We know where home is. You want to deny it. He wants to come home. But yeah, no, I think you are right. Obviously, like the last season went great. The season, obviously, I'll put more of the season down to injuries than anything. And he said it himself. I don't think he has to say he's playing in pain a lot of the times. So even today, I think he was going to go off. But I felt, don't get me wrong, I think you are right. He was ineffective today, but I felt he got about, but it just didn't make anything happen. He got, especially within the first 5-10 minutes, he got into spaces, but it just wasn't enough. I think it's more credit to Arsenal defensively.
I don't know. There was a few mistakes. I remember the one I remember the most was when he was on the left wing, and then I think he tried to play the underlap.
Oh yeah, that was dead. Yeah. There was definitely
off. I can't lie.
Yeah, I just don't think he was effective in the game. That's what I'll put it down to. The same as like Saka. I don't think Saka was effective in the game.
He was pants as well.
There's a lot of players like Trossard wasn't effective in the game.
He was pants too.
Yeah,
he had to come off.
Yeah, a lot of them weren't effective in the game. So I think he had the ball, but it just weren't effective. Credit to to the defenders really.
Do you think it's like a player-by-player case, or do you think maybe it's something like in general, maybe like the workload of all the players or something like that? Because it does feel like you are seeing a lot of players who did have standout season in the past kind of fall out, or do you think it's just a coincidence and each person should be judged individually?
That's a good point. That's a good question. It's actually hard to tell because we're not in, those rooms in it. So we're not there on the training ground. We're not in the changing room with them. So it's hard to know what's going on behind the scenes. But we can only judge from what we see on the pitch, and what we're seeing on the pitch is ineffective Cole Palmer, ineffective Bukayo Saka. Trossard now since January, he's becoming very inconsistent.
Even harder than he used to be as well. A little bit.
Yeah, it's hard to say, man. It's hard to say. And I think they will know themselves.
Yeah, I think they will know. I don't know. Look, consistency is the hardest part of football. It's all good being good once, but when you're required to come in, week out and do the same thing, that's the hard part.
Yeah, that's what makes the best the best.
And exactly, that's what made the best, and that's what makes you stand out from the rest. Really, one season will make you stand out, but if you want to be known as one of the best, it's the consistency that we want to see. And that's what we got from a lot of the players like the Bruno and the Salah. Do you get what I mean? They're very consistent.
Sure.
So and this is what I think. To be fair to Salah, I think Saka has been consistent until this season.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happened to him. Whether it's the injuries obviously doesn't help. But Saka, I thought
that new contract in it, that money, even different now.
No, but Habib, though, but to be fair, I'm not even going to say about the contract because he's been having a poor season before the new contract. So
that contract was coming. That's why.
I do think they can afford to have. Sometimes they can afford to have these seasons though, because they're still don't get me wrong, they're getting older, but they are still fairly young. If you look at like some players that are late bloomers, like the Harry Kane, you know what I mean. So this is my. I don't know whether this is just a theory I just thought of. If you look at Harry Kane, for example, where he's done the groundwork, he's been to he had how many long periods, he's gained experience all over the place, and so by the time he came in, he was ready to go. It wasn't. He was pretty much ready to go. Whereas with these guys, they're just thrown into the deep end, and they had to swim. They had to find a way to swim, and they've been doing that. But then there will be bits of their game that needs adjusting. And they need to go back because, as you say, with the Premier League, with all the coaches around, the resources, from you going one-on-one with a player, now coaches are going to say double up. In some cases, get a third man there if you have to. So how do you adjust? How do you adjust to those kind of things? Like Salah, for example, he doesn't like the ball too heavy. See, I mean, like young Salah is ball heavy. As he got older, he doesn't want the ball. He just want to be in positions to impact the game.
Yeah.
Do you get me? So that's making that. Those are the type of adjustment these players might want to make. But I think that's more for Saka's sake. With Cole Palmer, where he plays, if he wants to play in the middle of the park, he has to be ball heavy. He needs to impact the game. he needs to be like a Bruno. He's got to take more risk like a Bruno. Do you know what I mean? Bruno, people can custom say him being wasteful at times, but he dare to be great. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He'd rather do that to play it safe. He'd rather do that to kind of go backwards. You know what I mean? He wants to do these things. And I think that's the kind of mentality. Just giving example of both players, like Saka, for example, you got to follow like Salah's example and Cole Palmer. You have stop cutting back.
Stop cutting back. Yeah.
I mean, ask more of your players. No, I want you to be there so I can give you the ball. Do you get what I mean? Ask more of them. So I think that's probably what the difference is, really. And a perfect example you can use in terms of like, someone that came into the limelight and all of a sudden everyone was calling him pants. Now he's a worldie, and that's Iwobi.
Broski,
and that's Iwobi.
10 years ago, yeah, I said he needs to be playing box to box, and you all laughed at me. All laughed at me. You're not laughing now, are you?
Iwobi does lose the ball quite a bit. Like for a bigger team, like you'll see him lose the ball. I think he lose the ball. But just to jump on the back of your point, Tom, yeah, like one, like as in two things. I think Cole Palmer, even in his breakout season, I don't think he had many big games where he actually performed in his breakout season. Like as in he didn't really score in big games. I think I've only seen Cole Palmer play good in like 2 or 3 big games, like the PSG in the Club World Cup and in the World Cup when he came on as a sub. In the World Cup when he came on as a sub. But apart from that, like I haven't seen him have too many impactful games in big games, right? So maybe we shouldn't judge him like that because he's never done that. But I think the second thing is that
his first season though, I
can't remember in big games like him coming out and like
I think Saeed is right. I don't think he's really. He never really turned it on in a big game, but he has obviously in terms of his numbers were crazy.
Yeah.
And
fair enough.
In the big games where like everyone's getting marked out, like how do you make the difference, kind of thing, innit? And just to jump on the back of what Tom was saying, like in the first season, yes, like you're allowed to like no one's really going to be doubling up and no one's really going to marking you. So like yes, he hasn't showed us like he can do it when he's got 2 man on him, 3 man on him consistently, right? But the second point is like he's had quite a few managers as well. So something like Bruno, for example, like after Bruno's first season, second season, everyone's only got to try and stop his shots or stop him crossing the ball, whatever. And
he finds a way.
He plays but even still, like the manager tweaks how the team plays to give him space. So they might drop the ball back to him so he can put a cross in or whatever, as opposed to him like running and making the space, finding space himself. He does find solutions in the game, whereas
facts.
I don't see like Cole Palmer finding those solutions to get out of those type scenarios in like consistently, let's say, in it. But part of it might just be the manager. He hasn't had a manager consistently give him the team to play around him to make the difference. But yeah, like as in the main thing that you did say, I definitely agree with Tom. Like as in after the second season, like where players are now playing largely, like one thing I've got to give Saka credit for is that they can double up, triple up against him, but like we've seen him find his way out of those
facts
positions consistently, if you get what I'm saying. Whereas this season might be considered more as a blip. In terms of
facts.
Yeah, but Cole Palmer, like we can't consider that as a blip. If you look at it,
2 seasons now out of 3.
But obviously, like injuries definitely play a part this season, and you do want to kind of see him kick on in that kind of respect, or maybe tweak. And especially like we're talking about Cole Palmer, like as in he's not always played the number 10 as well. So like as in maybe there's a bit of that around it. But yeah, so
I think if you might have summed it up perfectly though, Saeed, in regards to like the Bruno situation. I can't remember who I saw. There was doing an interview this week. It was a Bournemouth player. I think it was. Is it Adam Tyler? What's his name? The American player? What's his name?
Tyler Adams.
Tyler Adams. So I think I was asking him about Bruno, how good Bruno is. He's saying whatever they plan for in the week to stop Bruno, because they know that United's going to play everything through Bruno. So whatever position they think that he's going to be operating in is never there. So it's like it blows their game plan out the window from the jump.
He did that against us as well.
That from the jump. So it's like it won't be there.
Yeah.
So, and that's obviously that comes with experience. That comes with like, and Cole what's 24 now, so it comes with like being adjusting to the game. Sometimes a coach don't need to, because I feel like the players nowadays, there's too much instructions going on. You got to sometimes be able to figure it out yourself. Like having a level of understanding of the game. You've got to watch football. Don't go home and sleep. Watch the game. Do you know what I'm saying? Watch the game. Understand, understand where you areas of the pitch that you can operate in. And I think when Tyler Adams said that, I'm thinking like, and that's just the honest truth, bro. That if your game plan is based on let's stop this man because they're gonna play through him, and then you now thought he was gonna be playing in a certain position, and then he's never there. And if he's never there, what do you do now? Now they have to adjust again.
You know, we're kind of going a bit off piece, but the person that I see doing that consistently over the like in the Premier for the Kevin De Bruyne, like he literally solved those like solutions. Like
you couldn't man mark him,
and then he's got all the quality on top of that as well. So like, that's how he found his way.
He would take it. He would anyway. To be fair, sorry, I know I criticized Trossard earlier, and I said he had to come up. But to be fair, when Reece James was man marking him, I saw him coming very deep, trying to drag because and I saw Reece James following him. Like Trossard was picking up the box and picking up the ball closer to our half, and Reece James was, closer to our box, and Reece James was next to him. So it's those kind of quick thinking. Okay, this guy is my shadow. All right, I'm gonna go over here. Are you gonna come with me? Because then now that will leave space over there. And I feel Bruno does that the best in the league. As much as I hate to admit it, he will drag your midfield or your defenders left, right, up, down if you man mark him. So yeah, and I don't feel Cole Palmer does that. Saka's been over the years was good at that, so that's why they double and triple team him. But yeah, Cole Palmer, bro, he's got a lot of work to do.
Cool. Right, let's get away too far away from the game because we haven't heard from Abib yet. I think he's I noticed how he hasn't said anything. He's hoping that we just continue and not I just address the game. I watched the game. Obviously, I watched the game with you. I noticed how pissed you was when you got the red card. Because I think I said it anyway. In the second half, it was all Chelsea. So Arsenal's goal was against a run of play.
Yeah.
And you keep 10 men on the pitch. So you keep 11 men on the pitch. You know Arsenal are vulnerable to conceding goals late on in the game and so forth. But because you were controlling that second half and right until they scored that goal. And obviously you got the yellow card, the first yellow, you got the second yellow. And I think that was pretty much game done then. But then Garnacho obviously had a chance as well, which was a great save. But you get your thoughts on the game, and in terms of like, who do you put the blame at? Is it more how the manager set them up, or do you feel like the players should have done more?
Where do I even begin? I think it comes down to the biggest enemy to Chelsea Football Club is literally just ourselves. You can do all the fancy things, all the tactics, everything you want, but if you can't do the basics, if you can't keep, I can't believe this, I'm saying this is the basic. If you can't keep 11 players on the pitch, yes, I guess that is a basic. It's not a basic to us, but it's a basic thing. If you can't keep 11 men on the pitch, if you can't defend set pieces, then how are you going to expect to win games of football, right? I don't think Arsenal were that much better than us. I don't think they did anything special, which is what infuriates me even more, because the only thing that Arsenal did better than us was the basics. They were just solid, didn't make too many harsh or bad defensive mistakes, and they defended step. Okay, obviously they conceded that set piece, but I think that was more of just a brilliant delivery rather than bad defending, right?
They were a bit shaky with the first few deliveries, though.
Yeah, true. But at the end of the day, we look at us. They didn't even have that many chances against us. All they had to do was score their set piece through that set piece FC thing. And I'm not even criticizing it because we all know what the game plan is. We all know what they're instructed to do. So you need to try to find a way around that. You need to try to circumvent a way around that. Because if you can't defend set pieces, you're not going to win games in the Premier. We're not Barcelona that we can just cut teams open and score at will. Say you score 4, we'll score. We're not that. You have to do the basics and defend set pieces. Even if you look at a game last week against Burnley, how did we concede in the end? We conceded from a set piece. So if you can't do that one basic thing, you're not going to win games in the Premier League because it's so tight. To score a goal in the Premier League is so difficult, right? The games are so tight. So if you're going to have it so easy for teams to score against you, for it to be a set piece, then you haven't got a chance. And how many red cards can you get? They're collecting red cards like they're Pokemon Go. This isn't Pokemon. You don't have to get more. They're collecting red cards like they're Monopoly stickers at McDonald's. You're not going to get a Big Mac if you collect 10 flipping red cards. Like, they don't understand how many times you can, like, it's beyond, like, the more I think about it, the more angry I get because it's how many times. And do you know what the worst thing about it is, yeah? The worst thing about it is none of them are necessary. If you look back at every single one of our red cards, none of them are like, oh, he's through on goal, pull him back, stop him scoring. No. Pedro Neto was on a yellow card. Why the hell are you going to slide tackle someone at the halfway line when you're on a and he just got booked?
Yeah.
Complaining. It was so sick. All of them are so silly. Like, you're not getting a red card to save a goal scoring opportunity. You're just getting it unnecessarily. And I don't mind it if you're unnecessarily getting it like once in the blue moon. But it's happening every single... Fofana literally got booked for doing the exact same thing, copy-paste in the last game. And you do it again. Our last game, we lost that game. We drew because we conceded a set piece in the last minute. And you concede 2 set pieces again. Every time the ball went up through a corner, everyone around me who I was watching the game with, everyone knew it was going to be a goal. Like it felt like a penalty. I swear, every time the ball went up through a corner, I just started doing this. So I knew what was coming. I had to comfort myself. I knew what was coming. And it's like, yes, we did play okay. Like we didn't. Okay, it wasn't amazing, like, but we was in the game. Like we put up a decent fight. Like you said, Akeem, in the second half, we did start to grow into it a lot more. We just have to have a lot of shots. And I mean, you said it yourself. You said Raya was your man of the match. If he's your man of the match, then he must have been what he must have had stuff to do. Speaking of goalkeepers, oh my!
I said it.
Don't get me started. I thought my blood was hot before. You know, say what you're gonna say, Tommy. Actually,
Bro, I've told you this, bro. Every time you go back, you always say no. He has changed. He's better now. I don't mind keeping. I was like, bro, a leopard never changes his spot. You see these type of keepers. I'm not saying they're bad keepers. They're good keepers, but they've always got a mistake in them, and I don't want that kind of keeper. I don't want that type of goalkeeper.
We should have punished him.
You know what? Like, as in, the sad thing is, like, he actually did it he swung the momentum of the game, like, quite a few times. You get what I'm saying? There were times where you guys were on top, and then there was a mistake, and then like 5 minutes after Arsenal like dominate. Arsenal, you get a red card, or whatever. Like, so I think like what he did was dirty today, man.
He was playing against you today.
It's Ramadan.
We should have punished him. We should have punished him on 3 different occasions.
It's meant to be the holy month. And he's playing like that, and he's got me thinking things I don't want to be thinking about. Things that in all months, I don't want to be thinking or saying these things. I just don't understand. You know why it hurts me personally? Because Tommy was saying this all season, like, a leopard never changes his spot. Don't trust him. And like a fool, I let myself say, oh, yeah, Sanchez, he's been kind of tight. Oh, Sanchez makes some good save, tidy in the ball. But do you know what happens when the lights hit him, when the bright lights hit him, especially those North London lights? Because I don't know what it is about Arsenal. Do you know what? He must be an Arsenal fan, low key, because every time it's Arsenal, that's when he decides to go do his stupidness. And with Sanchez, yeah, one thing I noticed is that as soon as he makes that first mistake, he's flustered. Like, it gets to him. Like, he can't. You know, keepers like Alisson, like, recently, sometimes they do make mistakes, right? But they kind of recover from it. With him, it's either he's at a top level or he makes that one mistake and his whole game's ruined. And you could see every time he got the ball after he made his first mistake, he was nervous. I feel like the players, I feel like the players didn't even want to pass to him, but it was just like the only option was, oh, you've got nobody else to pass to. I guess we've got to give it to him. And he's just giving the ball away. Or sometimes, even if he does give the ball to a man, he's giving it to a guy with like 3 men around him. And he's like, fizzing it into him, where it's like the player has to, I think Sanchez and Caicedo on one instance, they have to literally jump just to quickly clear the ball, whatever, to get it to the next player. I'm like, bro, you're costing us the game. And it's such a shame because when someone builds you so much layer of trust, you think, okay, like, you're not the problem. Now all of a sudden you just want to be the problem. It's like, I want to say I don't get it, but I do get it. And it's just frustrating because when somebody does that, it's like, you just can't trust them again. Like, if they go on a long run, even if it goes on a long run to the end of the season, I can't trust you because you've just done that. And against the biggest team, on one of the biggest games against Arsenal, you've frosted your lines again. So what that shows me is that when it comes to the big pressure moments, I can't trust you. That's what he's basically showing me now. Doesn't matter. You can make 10 wonder saves against flipping West Ham or Wolves or whoever you want. But when it comes to the big pressure moments, I can't trust you. And that's going to be something for him to think about because now the club's probably going to think the same thing. And they're probably going to think, again, this guy's third season. He's still doing these stupid things in these big games. We might have to start thinking about switching the goalkeeper. And yes, it's a shame. Fortunately, well, I was going to say his mistakes didn't really lead to goals, but what was he doing in that second corner? Oh my God. The way he was, I didn't see the replay yet, but the way he was complaining, you would have thought someone like speared him or something like that. You would have thought someone RKO'd him the way he was complaining. And then I showed the replay and no one's even touched him. I'm like, you're pissing me off. You're pissing me off right now.
These players forget that there's video, like there's instant replays and stuff like that because the way they complain, it's mad, bro.
It's just embarrassing because obviously when a corner goes in and all that melee, you don't really know what's happening. So when a player's complaining that much, it kind of gets your hopes up to think, oh, okay, maybe there's a decision to be reversed. And then you go and see that and it's nothing. And same thing happened at the end of the game as well. That Gary Neville on commentary, we're 10 men down. I kind of gave up at the game, right? And then I think, who was it? Was it Liam Delap who scored the goal, but João Pedro was offside? And then Gary Neville was like, oh yeah, he's onside. I'm not thinking,
he's an idiot.
Don't get me excited, yeah. And then I see the guy's like a mile offside. I'm like, I've had enough of this stuff. Sorry. That wasn't even analysis. That was just a rant, but I think I got it all out my system.
Can I ask you a question about Beep though? Like you kind of touched on like your red cards, right? It's been the same with like it's been the same with Maresca as well this season, for example, right? So is it like what do you put it down to if you can put it down to anything?
I don't know, and that's why it's so annoying. Like, how can you be so stupid? I just don't understand.
I think it's still like,
not
on
one
average,
person.
it's still a young squad though, right? Like on the average age, if you look at the average age, it's still young.
I don't know, but I feel like that's kind of late. I feel like that's just easy to say because if you look at the last two people who got red cards, it was Pedro Neto this game. This guy's been in the Premier League for how long? And Fofana the game before, he's been in the Premier League for how long? And even they're getting silly yellow cards as well. So I honestly, genuinely don't get it. Like I don't. I can ask you the same question. What do you think it is? Because you
go through these phases though. Teams go through these phases. Arsenal went through these phases, and they probably had the same average age as you. Like it's just a temperament really, and they just got to learn from it. And it's just one is first and foremost is don't give away the first yellow is a stupid one. Yeah, I mean you give that one away, you leave yourself open for a second one, and it's just probably as simple as that. It's just it's their temperament, man.
But even on the second year, like the way he goes in for the challenge, and the thing that was annoying for me watching it as a neutral, right, is like Martinelli. Like I don't like being disrespectful to players, in it, but like he's in the Premier for a reason, playing for us for a reason, yeah. But his superpower is his pace, right? Pedro is as fast as him. Like so, if he's a 99, Pedro Neto might be a 99 as well. It's race for race, right? So you've taken his superpower. Like he has to do something else to beat you now, right? and you literally give him the keys. Like, okay, like I'm literally gonna take you out. If you run him down the line, you make it so like literally just keep running. And the other point is like he's still got a lot of work to do from that position. So you can't say I'm gonna take him down early to stop him from scoring. He's got a lot of work to do there.
A lot. He had a lot to do.
They're just absent-minded, and the occasion gets the better of them. It's as simple as that. It don't have to dive into like into analysis of, or it might be this the manager's telling them. There's just one that absent-minded for him to forget that I'm already on the yellow, because he only pulls that kind of tackle thinking, oh, and then once he makes that tackle and he looks up and he's thinking, oh shit, I'm already on the yellow. And the second is the occasion gets the better of them. Like, yeah, it's all good, like being geared up for the game, but it has to be controlled emotions as well. And that's where they're struggling. And that's, you put that down to age sometimes, is they don't control the emotion. Look at Caicedo sometimes. They don't, look how many times he's got a red and he still always plays on the edge.
Yeah.
Like, you have to learn how to control that. Until they learn how to control that emotions, and like,
but the thing that annoys me is I don't mind. Obviously, nobody wants your players to make mistakes, but if mistakes happen, I get it. What really like is boiling my blood today, especially the fact that it's the repeat of the same mistakes, and it annoys me because it's like you're not learning your lesson. So if a mistake happens once, if Caicedo gets a red against Arsenal in the first game round, I'm annoyed, but I can say, all right, cool, just learn from this, and hopefully next time we'll improve. But if you're consistently getting the same kind of red cards, it's annoying me because now you're not learning from it. So how can I expect the future to be bright if you're consistently conceding from set pieces over and over again? You're not learning from it. So how can I expect how can I have hope for the future? And I think that's why today has just got me so angry, because it's not anything new. It's the same mistake over and over again.
Yeah, no, I guess so. Look, it is what it is, man. You guys lost. We'll go into the top 4 race in a bit. Before we go into the top 4 race, actually, just first one incident. I think justice was served for me personally anyway, because you guys scored straight after that. But how's that Declan Rice one not a penalty when he handled the ball with his elbow?
All right, the referee lately has just been shambolic. I didn't mention it because we scored, but like you said,
I think the message from VAR was that Declan was under pressure or something like that. He was the one grabbing the player.
Can I go one deeper? Like, as in, there's a lot of talk about holding in the box, right? Holding the box. Like, forget about him even touching. Like, he's holding him and he's stopping him from trying to like. So why is that not looked at? And then there was another incident where you had a corner as well, and there was another player. I can't remember, but there was another instance where literally weren't even looking at the ball, holding him, and they were looking whether it's a penalty or whatever. But look at holding the offense. I think it was on Saliba was one doing it. So, and then the second thing is like VAR. Like, they're talking about next season giving more power to VAR for corners and second yellows and stuff like that. VAR haven't proved himself in the first instance. Like, why are you giving them more power if they're not proving themselves with applying the law to video recordings? Like, I just think it's crazy, but
yeah. Yeah, look, we'll leave the game anyway. But what does this mean for like the title race? So you guys, Arsenal was on the back foot for the last couple games. You had 2 pressure games, and you done well to get through it. If you do want to win the league, these are the type of games that you want to go through. This is the type of pressure you want to go through, and they've done that against Spurs. They've done that handsomely. I know today's game wasn't as well, it was nowhere as good anyway, should we say. But
it was never going to be, though.
Yeah, it's never exactly. And Chelsea, and I always say personally, I always say this in big games. I know Spurs are not in big games, so let's forget that. I always say this in big games. I don't really care how my team plays this big game as long as you win it. I can go into the analysis of what you should have done and what you shouldn't have done if you lose. If you win it, it's all good for me. I don't really give a damn whether the Peppers are goal 20 times, whatever it is. These games, you're going quality is you're going for quality against quality. Do you know what I mean? There's like narrow margins in this game. So
Yeah.
if you see it through, you see it through, and you've done that. You've done that. So how are you feeling now moving forward? You're feeling a lot more optimistic. I think you got a lot of the big games out of the way now. And the pressures will slightly fall back onto Man City because Man City still got to go away to Chelsea. Not that Chelsea are doing anything great at the moment, but yeah, they're still got to go away to Chelsea. And obviously, there's one thing having a game in hand. You still have to win a game in hand. I'd rather have the points in the bank than to have.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
So how are you feeling about it?
I'm still like nothing's really changed, to be honest with you. I still feel like well, looking at the fixtures, the upcoming fixtures, I think we're playing most of our games will be before Man City played their games, so we'll have chance to go 8 points to build a 8-point gap before they play. Because I think we're playing Brighton.
I think you're both playing at the same time though on Wednesday. So you're both playing at 7:30. Cool. You're playing Brighton away to Brighton at home to Forest.
Yeah, at home to Forest, and then I think they go away to West Ham or something like that. So, but the way West Ham are playing, so I'm not really.
They go away to West Ham. You're at home to Everton. You play at 5:30. They play at 8 o'clock that same day.
That same day, cool. So, all right, cool. So say we both win our midweek game, and then I think it's FA Cup over the weekend, and then we're back to the league the week after. So say we're still 5 points ahead of them after these next round of fixtures, and then we go to the Everton game. We have a chance to now put more pressure on them and make it 8 points. If we can do that, I will start feeling a lot more calmer because now if we because we're playing before them, the pressure will be more on them. Especially if we win, because now they will have to. They can't drop. They can't. A draw is a killer for them. So say we win midweek, they win midweek, we play Everton, win. It's now 8 points. They can't afford to draw, and that's when I'll start feeling a bit more optimistic, a bit more calmer, a bit more relaxed. Basically, as long as we do our job, I feel we'll be fine, and then we could just take it to the April the 18th and try and knock them out completely. But I still feel that because the way we're playing, especially the way we're attacking, I'm still apprehensive a little bit because there's nothing given in this league, and no game is a banker, as everybody here can attest. Like even you could the most informed team could go away to the least informed team and still lose. That's just the nature of the Premier League. So I'm not gonna count my chickens yet. I'm just gonna take it game by game, and I'm quietly optimistic that we can keep putting pressure on them, and as long as we do that, I feel like we'll be fine.
Fair. Look, we'll see. Like midweek game, how you feeling away from home to Brighton?
Brighton's not going to be easy. They won again today. But the thing that makes me a bit confident is that they are very inconsistent, especially this season. One week they'll win, next week they'll draw, next week they'll lose, next week they're so inconsistent. Hopefully, that run of inconsistency can carry on. So they won today. Hopefully they'll lose the next game against us. That's what I'm hoping on. And we've been consistent. So I think we're starting to find a bit more consistency. That's 2 back-to-back wins now. I think that's the first time this calendar year we've done that, if I'm not mistaken. So so hopefully we're finding a bit of form, and we can make it 3 wins on the bounce.
Cool. Heard that. Look, let's move on because we spent a lot of time in this game. We're just going to go through a United game and do the roundup of this weekend's game, and then talk about top 4, top 5 race and see how that's shaping up. I went to win the game. ahead of like the Arsenal Chelsea game, because I know it's an opportunity for us to go 6 points ahead of Chelsea. I thought it was important us doing that to put more pressure on them, and on top of that, to go on top of Villa. I've been saying it to Saeed time and time again. We need to push Villa into the race. Everybody needs to be involved in this race. The more people in the race.
I thought they were going to be in a different race. You didn't tell me it was this race they were going to be in. I thought they were going to be in a different race, Saeed.
Face front. Focus on your teammate. Focus.
This is the week to pipe up. You're right. I'll keep quiet.
So look, well, third, one of my friends just messaged me as well not long ago saying that I surely can't be upset anymore that they sacked Amorim. I was like, obviously, in hindsight, of course, I'm happy now because we're third. As long as we make
the right decision.
Yeah, as long as we make Champions League.
I was actually thinking that you still emotionally checked out. I was thinking that earlier today. Actually, I forgot to say.
Yeah, you know? Honestly, I'm emotionally checked out because I'm not like I watched the game, and I watched the game. When I'm watching the game, I want us to win. Obviously, I'm not really. I just want us to, now that we're third, I just want us to make top four, and then see what happens in the summer. But I'm not really, because I don't want to be overly critical about the game sometimes. Sometimes we are getting a win, but it can be better. Don't get me wrong, in terms of how we play, it can be better. But I don't want to say that because the people start getting on me because we won 7 out of 6 unbeaten and out long. So don't get me wrong. But there's not one about that. I'm happy where we are. And of course, in hindsight, sacking Amorim is looking like one of the best
decisions. He was a catfish, bruv.
Made all season.
Amorim is a catfish.
Respect him, man. Don't be
I'm not really. I'm still not on that. Amorim's that is a bad coach all of a sudden. Because as I said, he got the job on merit. It just didn't come out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? But this might just be a job that's come far too soon for him. It can be one or two things. The job might come too soon to him, or it might actually be a catfish. It might not be as good as we thought it was. It's as simple as that. Only time will tell when it comes to things like that. We'll see what he does in his next job, or who is willing to give him an opportunity. So we'll see. And then if he's still as bad, then okay, yeah, you know what? You're just not cut out for this.
Sorry, quickly. The reason why I'm pissed off with Amorim because I actually wanted Arteta to get sacked for him.
He is a good talker.
In Amorim's defense here, let's not get stuck into this, but he inherited a team that it's hard to coach them out of playing away. We've only seen them play good in this kind of formation, if you get what I'm saying. This team for a long time, if you get what I'm saying. So I don't want to get onto it.
Yeah, look, this is not really a focus on Amorim. I don't want us to
Manchester United now. Yeah,
I don't want us to sidetrack. But it's looking like a great decision now. Hopefully, we make top four. I'm just still optimistically cautious because you saw how what the league is like. A week or two, a lot can change. Same thing with Arsenal when they win the league. It was how many points clear. All of a sudden, the City are back in it. How long ago we thought Liverpool would be the one that would miss out on the top 4, top 5. Now it's looking like it will be Chelsea. So things can change. Things can change. So we just have to wait and see how. And this is why I thought it was so important to win today, because the more cushion we can create is gap against Chelsea, because we still have to play Chelsea, we still have to play Liverpool. So we need to be ahead, trying to create a gap as much as possible, really, before we play them. But we won today. I'm going to hand over to Saeed just to talk through the game because I missed parts of the first half because I was in traffic. I didn't start watching until the second half. But what I just find funny though is I got the notification on Flash Score that the game started. Then I got another notification. I was like, "What's going on? The game just started." why so soon? Like, what's happening? What did the ref have an issue or whatever it is? And then I saw that we concede. I was like, bloody hell, like typical. But no, I didn't see it. So I'll allow Saeed to just talk on the game.
Like you're the only one that didn't see it. Like in reality, like as in game starts, I'm like, you know, let me go and pray quickly just before all the madness happening. Let me just go and pray quickly. And no, I went to go and have a shower, sorry, and I can hear the game going on in the background, yeah, but I can only hear it vividly. So like I'm hearing like ups and downs, like people shouting, like, you know what? It's just like nothing must have happened, didn't it? I come back and then I literally come out as they were playing their goal. I didn't see how they got the corner, whatnot. It's kind of poor from Lenny Yoro, like, but at the same time, I'm not going to get onto him too much because like anyone can get jumped out for from set piece. But it's just like, as in my head, when I'm hearing all this noise, I'm thinking, don't tell me Crystal Palace scored. Don't tell me. It's impossible. So, yeah, I'm not going to say too much on it. One thing I will say, Tommy, is that you're kind of lucky you missed the first half because like there weren't much from us in the first half at all.
They play better than you.
Yeah, Palace dominated the first half.
They play better than you.
Yeah, 100%. And the thing is, we had a lot of openings in the first half, but like Dallo, for example, misplaced a lot of passes going forward, and it just brought the momentum. Casemiro did the same thing, like Colby did the same thing as well. Like even Bruno to an extent was misplacing passes when we're trying to build the momentum, innit? And yeah, like as in we had a lot of openings, but when you're looking at it, you're like, if you just get things right in the second half, if Carrick goes in and literally lays into them and literally just starts saying sharpen up, like, or ask them like, what's the reason you're misplacing all the passes? Like, cool, you think they can sort it out in the second half, and that's kind of what did happen. I don't even necessarily think we were playing better, but we were making our 4 passes. Like they were sticking a lot better more in the second half, I would say. Obviously, the game hinged on Cunha with a bit of brilliance, a bit of like he's being very clever with what he's doing. He gets Lacroix sent off, the goal scorer as well. Funny enough.
Yeah, was that a penalty to you?
Bro,
you know what, I think it's one of those, like, if it's your team, you're definitely 100%, you're sure that it's a penalty, because like, why is he holding for that long? And like,
he let go before he touched the line. He let go.
I can't believe that was given.
He's even
and the fact that the ref went to watch the VAR video and still gave a penalty. I'm thinking,
believe it.
And the commentators themselves were saying, yeah. I'm like, what are you lot watching?
I'm thinking I'm being gaslit. Like, I'm watching it with my own eyes.
I think the penalty was never in question. It was whether he was going to get a red card or not, because they are already paid the penalty. And I think with the penalty, it's like one of them subjective, like there's not enough to overturn the penalty. Right? He's holding him, he's like leaning into the box, like, and then he lets go of him, but he lets go of him as he gets into the box. You get what I'm saying? Isn't it? So it's one of them that you're giving the refs reason to question, if you get what I'm saying. And Glasner came out at the end and said, look, like, as in it's a whole bonus that they're getting the penalty and the red card, and I kind of agree with it. Like, as in, I could see them not giving that, and if the ref didn't give it, I don't think VAR would overturn it and say it's a pen.
Also, I have a quick question as well. Like, this might have changed? It might just be me not knowing, but didn't they introduce a rule that the double jeopardy rule, like, it can't be a red card, right? Did that change?
No. The double jeopardy rule only comes in if you're actually genuinely making an attempt to win the ball. So if you're making a tackle to win the ball,
he made no attempt. Yeah, it was just played the man.
If you're not making an attempt, so if you're pulling someone back, that's not an attempt to tackle the ball. So if you bring someone down, tackling, trying to get the ball, then it's not. Then that's when it comes into play. If you're not making a genuine attempt, if you're pushing someone, pulling them back, that's different. But if you're genuinely trying to make a tackle, if it's cynical, you're obviously trying to prevent them from scoring on at the through and goal. Then that's when it comes in play.
Yeah, but to be fair, like, as in, I don't know if FPL will give it to them, but Cunha deserves that assist, because, as I said, he bought the goal, he bought the penalty, like, with his clever movement and stuff like that. And you can see, like, there were other times in the game where he was being clever with his body and trying to, like, win fouls, win penalties as well. So, like, yeah. The red card definitely changed a lot changed the whole game for us. Penalty, obviously, Bruno steps up. I was thinking, Dean Henderson don't play no mind games. Obviously, they would have had penalties in the past 4, but clean, clinical as we come to expect from Bruno. And from that point, like as in, we just kind of knew that we had an extra man, so we're gonna make use of it. So there wasn't an instant rush to go and get the second goal, but yeah, they just knew that they were gonna break them down and try and to get the second. Yeah, like as in a great ball from Bruno for Sesko for the second goal. And I was happy because like in the first half, for example, and even in the second half, there were times where Sesko was getting in good positions, but like as in maybe he went he was being late to things, or like as in things were bouncing off him or whatever. So I was happy for him to get the goal, because I was thinking like when we actually started the game, like maybe the reason why we weren't looking as good as we have in the past is because like Mbeumo, he's making a lot of runs and he's wearing out teams, like as in he's keeping them honest, and then Sekou comes in the second half and he's fresh, and some of these defenders aren't, if you get what I'm saying. And so that kind of probably have helped him in previous games, and I was trying to see how he's going to score against Crystal Palace 11 against 11, especially before he did. But yeah, like beautiful ball by Bruno and a good header. He had another chance before that as well, another header chance before that that Henderson ended up saving, if I remember correctly. But yeah, so I was happy that Sesko got his goal, because yeah, just want to give him as much confidence as possible. And yeah, there wasn't too much around the game. Like we should have killed off. The only thing is we should have killed off that game a lot sooner. We had a lot of opportunities for openings again, but it's like the team weren't trying to make them pay. And then obviously last 5, Crystal Palace tried to step onto us. It was a lot nervier than we needed it to be, but at the same time, I'm just happy that it's easy to do it 10 against 11, but I was happy that we saw it out. He brought on made a couple subs. I was thinking it would have been perfect for Emma to come on a lot sooner, but obviously, yeah, he came on. I was happy that Haven came on, so it was Lenny Yo and Haven entering the game, and there was no kind of question around. Like there weren't many big opportunities that Crystal Palace had. I can remember when they were both on. So yeah, like then it was just a clean performance, but yeah, all hinged on the red cards, and I couldn't see us winning that game. But I couldn't say we'll win that game without a red card. So, but we're just at a stage, as Tom said, we need the points. Sometimes you take the points over performance.
Especially
so yeah, you can't really complain.
Cool. Yeah, no. Yeah, as I said, back to what I was alluding to earlier, these are the kind of things. Obviously, I didn't watch the game in totality. I watched the second half. So I do think there are times we can do better. But, you know, I just think it's the league in general, isn't it? What we were talking about at the beginning of the, I don't think you joined, where we thought that teams are risk averse. They don't really attack much. They're not relying on set pieces and so forth. So it's not just United, but I do think we can do more in these games, especially with like Palace that hasn't been a great form. Palace that played on Thursday, they've been obviously the ups and downs with the manager. I just thought games like this, we just got to be taking it to the opposition and trying to, yeah, and just trying to get them out of the way as soon as possible. But if, as I said, I didn't study, so I don't want to really talk much.
I think the main thing is like recently in the past, like where we've had the opportunity to get in the top, especially with Amarim, whatever, like we'll mess up that opportunity to like step up another place. And I was just happy that regardless, like, is that we got the win and now we got into third.
Yeah, and I get that about the result, but I'm not even just talking about this game.
Same thing. I'm saying in general,
like game. And what pisses me off is the intensity that we play with. Like other teams have excuses. They play 2-3 times a week. We're playing once a week. You can't be playing at walking pace. Like, and that's what I see them doing a lot of the times. Like the midfielders playing at walking pace. The worst one was at West Ham when I was so pissed off. Like just walking, passing to each other. You got to speed up the passes more, move around more. So just, yeah, I think what's important for Carrick, and I think he's doing what's needed, is to get some good feel factor back about the club, and that's what the fans have got at the moment. And I know the conversation is now going to be, does he get the job permanently? In terms of result-wise, yes, he's done great for me, but performances, I don't think it's enough, really, because it's not really like, I don't want United to be having 40%, 45% possession against like West Ham, Fulham and Palace at home. It's not really what I want. Really, I want
Yeah,
a bit.
no, I agree. I agree with you, Tommy. Because like we said in the first half, I thought Palace played well. They played better than you guys. They had a couple chances where they could have made it 2-0. If they had taken better care of the ball, or a bit more composure. So going forward, if Man United was to keep Carrick, he's going to have to do a lot to improve the performances of the players, and especially you guys playing in Champions League. So that's another competition, and I'm expecting you guys not to. I'm expecting you guys to want to go further in the cup competitions as well. So that'll be extra more games. So, Saeed, would you keep Carrick for next season?
Like as in, I can't necessarily say I will, and like we'll see it again midweek. Like as in, what happens where we don't have like a long break between games. Like the last game that we played midweek was West Ham, and like it was walking pace, as Tom said, and it weren't really playing with much intensity. Even like when we need to press for a result, I don't think like we were doing the right thing. So yeah, it comes to that. But my thing is, and I kind of said it, like I wish, like I know it probably won't happen, but like as if we get like a top manager and he could just stay there and literally learn on the job, kind of like the things that he don't possess. If you know what I'm saying, just take that.
Would he want that though?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think he will. I don't think he will. But
Yeah.
in terms of him taking the job full time, like let's get to the season before we have that conversation. That's how I always look at it, because we can speculate, like, but the minute he loses one, or if he does lose, everyone changes the narrative. I just want to get to the end of the season. I want him to do as well as he could until the end of the season, with as many games as he can, and then like look at the end of the season and look at it against the pool of managers that we're going for. So if we're going for top managers, then maybe not. But if we're going for managers like that aren't necessarily top managers, then yes, his name should be in the hat, and yes, he should be considered. But I honestly think it's a conversation. Like obviously everyone will speculate and everyone will talk about it. I just think you have to look at his body of work at the end of the season, and then so his performances and results. So, yeah.
And to give him the benefit of that in terms of the performance, not just playing devil's advocate, because it's easy for me to say, look, I think he should be doing more. And I'm not trying to be overcritical, because we are winning games, and people will think I'm being harsh. I'm happy. Don't get me wrong. I'm happy we're winning games, but I'm just looking at it as like, okay, cool. Now you're winning games. You're doing what you can. I'm saying, but is it enough for you now to get the job permanently? And maybe it might be a thing where he's just making the most of what he's got right now, and he just wants to win games. He doesn't want to overcomplicate things, and which is a sensible approach to take. If you come in and halfway through the season, rather than trying to like drill like whatever your philosophy is in the players, you're just thinking, you know what, that can wait until the summer if they were to give me the job. Now results gives me credit in the bank. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grind out and get results. And I think if I was to look at that side of things, and it's definitely understandable how, you know what I'm saying? So, we are good, like we are. And I think one thing that I've said all season, I'm genuinely impressed by our forward line, and we spend money wisely this summer. We were a goalkeeper, we were strikers that we bought, Burmo and Cunha, they're making a difference. And it's glaring difference to what we had previous to that. These boys can take the ball back with the back, they're comfortable with the back to goal. They're comfortable. Cunha's still learning, don't get me wrong, but I mean, so not Cunha, Sesko is still learning on the job. But with Cunha and
those are two quality signings for you guys.
Two quality signings, you know what I mean? What, like, look, if we're under pressure, we need someone to release pressure from us. Give the ball to Cunha. It looks at the ball, looks after the ball pretty well. Like, and Burmo causes, and one thing I love about Burmo is Mr. Efficiency. I mean, he doesn't need as much chances as the other guys. He doesn't need to be ball heavy like the rest. You know what I mean? He does what needs to be done. Both of them can play anywhere in the forward line. Like, let's say they can take on players that like they can be players, whatever it is, and they're consistent. You know what I'm saying? They've been consistent all season. They might not score massive amount of goals, but in terms of performances, which you want, has been very consistent. And it's something that the only person that's really provided us that had quality all round, but doesn't one season, doesn't the next season, is Rashford, really. You know what I mean? It's like he had the quality, but Nacho doesn't have the quality. Do you know what I mean? There's players there that we've had over the years that just doesn't have the same qualities these boys have, and that's the difference. And Bruno himself must be happy thinking for once I'm feeding the balls into players that I know that can do something. And despite us being under the cosh, like when we have the defense, like look at our goal against Everton, devastating counter attack, devastating. Like, all three of them, ball to Cunha to Mbemo to like it's a don't forget where Sesco started his run from as well, and it's devastating, and that's what we got now. Do you know what I'm saying? Having that part of your arsenal, like it says a lot, and we just need, as I said, focus on making top form now. We discussed the manager in the summer. It's like I don't really want to start. Of course, there's going to be a lot of noise because these characters doing really well, and it's understandable. But let's just focus on cementing top four. We have a great opportunity to do so. Us cementing top four will change a lot for us because it give us more money to spend going into the transfer window. And we're United, we're going to attract top players. We're able to spend money. And now players will want to come because we're playing Champions League football. So hopefully we will be like, I think at the beginning of this season, we was quite fortunate that Cunha and Mbemo was willing to stick it out and wait for us. Not many might be able to do that. And I think if we make top four, like they're going to be thankful that they did that. Do you get what I'm saying? So we didn't really let them down with that. Well, we almost did, but but let's just get top four first and then see. So I think that's the next step in it. Like take a game at a time, make top four, and then next season is going to be a lot harder because you're going to be playing 2-3 times a week. We need more depth. We need two centre midfielders without a doubt, at minimum 3 if we can. And then we need a right back and a centre back, and then we still need another attacker to join the boys. So the one with what we have already. So I think we're still top four, and then we can start talking about the summer.
Yeah, just quickly, since we're talking about like guidance next season and stuff like that. Obviously, like Miro's contract's done and Maguire's contract's up as well. Like, as in, especially if you're going to get like a younger centre, like the centre midfielders that we've been linked to from Prem are quite young and stuff like that. Would you consider keeping Casemiro on, like reducing his wages by keeping him, and or Maguire as well? Would you consider keeping him, or would you say like it's best that we just move on? And
I'll keep Maguire for one more year, but that will be a backup. But
he's not going to want that.
I don't. What, Maguire?
I think he wouldn't mind that, you know.
Plus, you're gonna how much he on 250 grand a week?
Well, Maguire as a backup. I think Maguire will stay as a backup. I don't think he'll. Where else does he want to go?
But you can even.
I think if we're in the Champions League, we're going to play a lot of games. He's going to get games.
Yeah, but he could. But I feel like Maguire thinks that he could play week in, week out, and I feel like.
And if he doesn't want that, then bye bye.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not hard. Like, we're not going to be begging Maguire to like sign your contract. I mean, it's not. I would want it. I think the question is, he's asking, would I want him to? And yeah, I will want Maguire next year. I would like Maguire to get a year because you see how impactful he has been, and when he's been back from injury. I do think it's time we move on from Casemiro. Like, he's been a great servant to United. I just honestly think we need to start stepping forward and moving forward in our midfield. Our midfield has been the same for like 2 to 3 years, and that's not good enough. I mean, it's got to change. It's got to change. We need fresh legs in the midfield. We need someone like an Anderson. Anderson replacing Casemiro, for example. That's different. That's a massive difference for us. I think the midfield is more important, like the defense. Like the midfield area is probably the biggest area of the pitch. I mean, the most important area of the pitch, really. Yes, you need goals, but if you don't have midfielders that can get you goals.
Yeah.
So,
I'm kind of opposite. Like, cause I would rather let Maguire go than Casemiro, just because like if we get a younger, like someone just to learn off of girls. So this is why I'm kind of annoyed that we didn't get a centre mid this year, because like there's a lot of knowledge going out the door with Casemiro, if you get what I'm saying. And plus, what you said, like if you've got Champions League, if you've got Carabao, if you've got FA Cup, all these different competitions, whatnot, like if we can get him on like a fraction of what he's on, I would rather keep him and let Maguire go. But maybe that's one for the summer. Like I think
I think he's done enough for us. I appreciate Casemiro. I love Casemiro. I think it's time for him to go. We don't have to get young. We can get experienced central midfielder. It doesn't have to necessarily be young. We can go and get experienced central midfielder, someone that is experienced, that has played in international football. If you look at Elliot Anderson, he's played international football now, so that's experience. Hopefully, he's going to go to the World Cup. He's going to get experience.
Tonali wants to leave Newcastle as well.
Tonali's exactly. He's one of the ones on the short list. He's definitely got experience. He's played in the Champions League before.
Camavinga wants to leave Real Madrid too.
But like, the only thing is like Casemiro won it all as well. If you get what I'm saying, that's experience.
Well, I think what you're forgetting, we're not ready to just go and win the league straight away. These boys have got to learn. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? We're not like, I can understand where if we're like an Arsenal, we just need to get over the line to win the league. That's not where we're at. We need to compete first, and then if then you can start to add additional experience. And I think Bruno's enough there. And that's to say, Casemiro. I mean, Maguire at the back. Yeah, I think you are right though. We are going to let a lot of experience out the door, but at the same time, a lot of that experience hasn't got us nowhere really. Let's just be honest. I mean, I like them as a player, but they haven't got us nowhere. We can't just be holding on to players for sentimental reasons. We just got to move on and start relying on quality now. And it's just, we need to step forward, especially that midfield area. If we are going to make Champions League, what we don't want to do over the years when we've made Champions League, we've taken step backs because the recruitment hasn't been right. We can't afford to take step back now. If we make the Champions League, we have to push on. So we want to make Champions League and make some sort of like run in the league, whether it's we're still in competition until like February or whatever, something for them, the boys to lean onto the following season and add additional players again. Do you know what I mean? So that's what you want. But these experienced players, they've been great for us, but you can't just be holding on to them for too long. We have to step same way we moved on from Rashford and all of those kind of players. Martial, same way we got to move on. And we see how important it is getting it right. Look what the boys are doing up top. They don't really have much Champions League experience, but they have Premier League experience. Look, our goalkeeper, he ain't got much experience. Onana's got Champions League experience, international experience, wherever it is he's got. He was letting us down. Look at my brother.
Nah. What's his name? Hey, where is he now? Is he still in England?
Right, I don't mind where he is. It just better not come back to Old Trafford. I don't want to see him back to Manchester.
Did you not hear him say that he's come to fight for his spot?
No. I saw that. He better not come fight. No, bro. There's no freedom fighting here, bro. But yeah, you're not fighting for nothing. Don't go away from my club.
You're right. When I'm signing, you don't need experience. Sometimes you just need good scouting, and you just need to know what your team needs, and that's it.
Yeah. Well, look at Chelsea as a great example. Yeah, obviously, like they're not doing great at the moment, but these boys
great example.
Playing the Champions League.
But yeah, I get what you mean.
Look at Casado, Enzo. Look at Santos. Bro, these are quality players that will learn on the job. You know what I mean? Like they will learn on the job. Arsenal had to do the hard way. Arsenal didn't like Arsenal. All the players Arsenal bought didn't have all of this Champions League.
Yeah, you're right. No, Tom, we bought players from other Premier League clubs like Ben White.
Ben White was there. Gabriel, Saliba, all this man.
Yeah.
They all learned. Is what I'm saying, because I hear what you're saying, though, Sides. I'm saying because if we are close to the league and say, okay, cool, we're almost there, then that's what hold on. But we're not there. So we're trying to build to it.
I'm not saying like as in keeping around so we can win the league. That's not the point. I'm saying like as in some other can learn off his experience again. That's the point I was making about his. You were comparing like as in you were saying all these men, but like as in they haven't won what he's won. That's what I'm trying to say about the experience.
Yeah, but I get that, but I think these players will be fine. Like they'll be fine. They're surrounded with good people in Old Trafford, people that have won stuff in Manchester United, Darren Fletcher, the coach and stuff like being in and around the club. They can learn off them. They'll be fine.
That's the job.
Cool. In terms of the top 4 race, Abib, do you think you make it?
It's looking dark right now, honestly. It's looking dark right now. I think the only saving grace.
Do what I did, bro. Pull down Villa. I'm saying you got to bully Villa. We all got. We all got.
You got Villa next. Chelsea got Villa next.
That's what I was gonna say. The only saving grace, not saving grace, but the positive is that Villa's there now as well. And now it's what, third, fourth, fifth, 4 teams for 3 positions, right? Whereas before 2 teams for 3. So your odds are improving, right? So that's one thing that helps us. But if we keep playing the way we're playing now, we're not going to be doing ourselves any favors. And we've got a hard run in as well. So yeah, it's just I can't like every year top 4 isn't who's the best. It's just who f's up the least, who messes up the least. So let's just hope Villa just keep on messing up, and we can somehow take advantage of that, and maybe we'll be all right. Okay, everyone's picking up at the wrong time, unfortunately.
Yeah, for us it's good because we only got 1 game a week. So when you guys get back into the Champions League, I want you guys to stay for a bit longer. Don't go up straight away, please.
Do you know what? Just to quickly say, I was listening to TalkSport on the way home, and they had a Chelsea fan on there, and I asked them the same question. They said, "Are you going to get Champions League?" And I'm like, "Yeah, we're going to get it, but it's not going to be through the league. We're going to win the Champions League." That's an interesting take. That guy also said Garnacho was world class. So I don't know if I can trust everything that comes out of his mouth. But yeah, we'll see.
All right, cool. Look, let's quickly run through the games. We don't have much time. I think we've been there for long, so we've got another 5 minutes to go through this weekend games. The first game was Villa losing 2-0. I think we discussed that already.
Well, at the Midlands derby.
I'll leave it to you, Si. Do you think we don't have long? Just a quick one. Do you think Villa are the one that's likely to drop out with the form currently?
Like, I think the experience from last season helps them. I think, like they can't go out of Champions League twice in 2
Why
years.
can't they?
No, they can, but like I think their experience will just help them in that kind of space. They have had some really bad results, but yeah, I think they make it.
If you're a better man, obviously I don't want to say it, but if you're a better man, probably most people will say Chelsea miss out. Obviously it hurts because it's my team and I'm gonna have hope, but like as of today,
we said that about Liverpool 2-3 weeks ago. These things we might be saying
Chelsea's running is mad though. Like as in,
I get what you mean.
Chelsea's running in crazy. Yeah. Chelsea you got I swear you lot got Tottenham, you got Villa next, Tottenham, Newcastle.
Chelsea can save themselves though because they're playing these teams that they're competing with, so they can save themselves.
Yeah,
Villa, you can save yourself. If you beat Liverpool, you can save yourself. If you beat us, you can save yourself.
Yeah.
So at least it's still all in your hands there.
I agree. That's why I phrased it as if you're a betting man, and as of today, because like you said, a couple of weeks ago, if you're a better man, you would have said Liverpool haven't got a chance.
Yeah.
And now, a couple of weeks, everything changes. So
don't forget, a couple of weeks ago, both of us was 5 points ahead of Liverpool a couple of weeks ago, and now
even 3 weeks before that, you would have said United are not going to get it. So, like you said, these things change on a week by week basis.
So yeah,
right.
For us, I mean, like it can change for you guys, but no, I don't want it.
Yeah.
Bournemouth 1-1 to Sunderland. It was a great game. Obviously, I was listening to it rather than watching, but it sounded like a great game. Both teams have done well this season anyway, and respect to both managers. So see how they both. I think Bournemouth are still trying to get European football because they're still getting. Both of them can still potentially get top 8. I mean, top 8, top 6, really. So it will be great for Sunderland, but to be honest, I wouldn't recommend it for them. Just to stay in the league because you see what Nottingham Forest are currently going through right now.
But I think Forest are a different case though. They're run crazy.
Yeah, it's true. The chairman's mad.
Yeah, but you don't want you can't be going for European football and trying to stay in the league. Like the Premier League is very competitive. Like, I wouldn't recommend them going to European football, but just keep it out. Look at Palace, bro. Like.
No, but if they do get European football, like they're not going to be like Palace or Nottingham Forest. I think I think the chairman will actually invest in the squad.
Yeah, take the money. Yeah.
Remember, bear in mind they invested. They got 14 new players this season. Imagine but too much change might be too much for them. So I agree with Tom, man.
The good thing is they do have like a young owner So he's that French guy. He's friends with like footballers because
Yeah.
his dad used to own Marseille. So yeah, you do have a young owner. So yeah, fair enough. But for me personally, I'll just
No, I hear your point.
don't run before you can crawl. Really.
Cool. Yeah, no, I hear your point. It's a valid point.
Just keep it easy. Like what you've done is a great, like it's already a great achievement. But obviously, at the same time, don't play to win. But if I was a fan, I would just say contain what you have and just go again next season. Really, consistency is what's key. You have the mad game, Burnley and Brentford.
Crazy.
Did you guys watch that game? I started watching it after it was 3-3.
I only saw the highlights.
That I think the main talking, obviously, it's crazy they came back, but they had an offside goal to go 4-3 up, and the guy was actually like, I think it was like part of his sleeve was offside.
Oh yeah, Anthony, yeah, because he went a bit too early. The thing is, it's so tight though, because I wouldn't say it went too early, but because it was just a smart free kick. Yeah,
when I was watching it live, I thought it's 100% onside, but obviously they got the lines. And then when Brentford scored, I stopped watching, and then I found out on the radio that Ashley Barnes actually scored.
Yeah,
I don't want to go too much into it, but VAR has been a disgraceful weekend.
I don't understand the offside rule anymore, because I remember there was a time where if a part of your body that you can't, like, let's say your hand was offside, but the rest of your body wasn't, because you can't score with your hand, you're onside. Like I
don't think the offside we can really debate the offside. The offside is offside though. It's not. It's not really human error anymore. So
no. Tom, I understand that point, but I swear there was a period in time where, let's say, like, you're the defender, I'm the attacker, and if my pinky was offside, like my pinky, because I can't score with my hand, but the rest of my body is onside, I wasn't deemed as offside. I'm pretty sure that was.
I think that is true though, but it was this part.
It was this part of his body though. It was the top part of the body.
Yeah, fair enough.
I think that was offside. I don't think we should be arguing about offside. I'll be honest with you.
They barely do this, man. They need to start playing when they're like 2 goals down, man. Start playing from the beginning of the game, and they might be all right.
Yeah.
Who's the next game? Liverpool obviously beat West Ham. I was hoping West Ham would get something from that game, especially because of Spurs. But we go again next week. We go again.
Pieces are bad. West Ham on another level. They were horrendous. Oh my god.
We go again. Everton beat Newcastle at home. We've got Newcastle at home that haven't pissed off Newcastle because we need that points from. I don't care, bro. We need to go there and try and get something out of them.
Do you guys see that Pickford save?
Oh, what save?
Yeah, against Finale.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I thought I was going in.
Bro, unbelievable. I loved how he celebrated as well, because what a save, bro.
You deserve to celebrate.
No, that's definitely save of the season, man.
Yeah,
bro, I just don't know how he got there.
It was just so fast. Like,
even when you slow it down, it still looks fast.
Yeah,
crazy.
It was crazy. No,
Finale struck that beautifully,
bro. I think the only way I'm trying to put myself in his mind is he almost put himself in his Tonali's body, thinking this is how he's going to strike it.
Yeah,
but he has to move straight. I just don't get how you were able to save that. That's
instincts. He read it. He had an out of body experience and just saw. He saw it before it happened, and he's like, okay, he's going to do this. I mean, because that's, bro. That was. Quality save, Pickford. Quality.
Credit to him.
What a save. What were we saying about Newcastle side ahead of our game with them? A bit nervous?
Yeah, it's always a tough place to go to, man. Always a tough place to go to. And the thing is, like, I haven't seen too many games of it, but like I don't feel like they get bopped off the park in it. So it's not. I can't say they're having bad form, but maybe they're not stringing against results. But yeah, as with United, it's like what United team turns up. So yeah, let's.
Yeah, I think you're right though. I don't think sometimes like they get played off the park or something. They're just one thing they do this season that now is that they always giving the opposition a chance. So that teams are out there, and this is what they weren't this vulnerable in the past season defensively, but they are now. They're very volatile. And they're just not firing the same way they were firing when they had Isak. That the attacking line just hasn't clicked enough. So I'm guessing that's the issue, and I hope it doesn't click, and I hope they're vulnerable on whatever time when we play them. So
let Wissa come on and play. Is Wissa about?
Say again?
I said let Wissa come. Is Wissa about? Let him come on the pitch and play. Miss all the chances.
Apparently they hate Anthony Gordon now as well. I don't know why, but
they hate him.
Yeah, he was booed off.
I'll take him. We need someone on the right hand side anyway. If they're booing him, that's fine. We'll take him and Tolani. Give us a package.
Whoa! I want Tonali, bro. I want Tonali.
Let's take him. We'll take him out.
Take Gordon. Just let me get Tonali. My two summer signings, Tonali and Camavinga. I can get rid of Odegaard and Marino and replace them with Tonali and Camavinga.
All right, cool. Then we spoke about the City game. We spoke about it, but I think not really just going.
No, we didn't really speak about City, but Leeds, man, they annoyed me, man, bro. Like that first half, they outplayed City. I watched that game, not in hope, not in expectation. Bro. Right, maybe not outplay. I don't think
outplayed them because they was on the back foot for a lot. Obviously, they had the chances for the first few.
That's where I was coming. Like they had the better of the exchange in the first 25 minutes.
Yeah,
the first 25 minutes, 30 minutes, maybe they were edged it in chances and chances created, and just more composure, more carefulness. Then I feel, bro. Yeah, bro. Anyway,
I felt City. In this game, who did they play that they just about got over the line and 1-2-1? It was in Newcastle. And I said they lack control. They had a lot more control in this game.
Yeah.
They had a lot more control in this game. So I think this don't get me wrong, like Leeds still had their chances, but Leeds are at home anyway, so they are going to be threatening. But I thought City had a lot more control than previously. Brighton won. I think you've already discussed what you expect against Brighton. It can be any type of game because they are inconsistent, but they did beat Forest. Forest are in trouble. You know what I mean? They're still in trouble. Like I think Forest and Spurs are probably fortunate that West Ham didn't win. But I'm talking about West Ham. I mean, so talking about Spurs, lost 2-1 to Fulham.
Some dark times for them.
Good goals from Fulham, though.
Yeah, good goal. Yeah, dark times for Spurs. What's worse than dark? I don't know.
Nightmare.
The manager came out and said, "Oh, like these guys aren't ready for the fight." Man, you're in the relegation scrap. Like, how are you going to say that too about your players in the media? That's
is that way. But last week when I asked him, are the Spurs going to be in the Premier League next season? He said 100%.
No, but I think during the week, I heard a story saying that he basically said that they're not up for a relegation fight.
Bro, don't let them be up for it.
I don't think
let them be up for it. It's up to them. Don't let them be up for it.
They've got the worst form in the league, though. Like in terms of recent form, they're rock bottom. So
yeah, who they got next? Maybe they got an easier game.
No, they don't. They got Fulham.
Home to Palace.
They're home to Palace. Yeah, Palace can do him.
That's another derby, though. So
Palace can do him at home. They're pants at home, and Palace.
West Ham needs to get something from Fulham, though.
Yeah, that's what I don't see.
Yeah, Forest are playing City, so it's like that's what's saving them. Really, that's what's saving them.
All the results today: home teams 2-1 wins.
Home team 2-1s. And then the last one, I think we've gone through it. Yes, so Fulham. Yeah, that's the last one. We've already gone through United and Arsenal already. Yeah, today, I said it to Abib before the game because I watched the game with Abib when the first 3 games finished 2-1. I told him the game Arsenal was going to win 2-1.
Yeah, I'll give Tommy his credit. He predicted that, and he told me the pattern as well. And then I remember in the midweek game as well. I think I said, "Oh, I like my patterns. I like my numbers." And I remember Chris, "Oh yeah, you like your patterns, yeah? So you're gonna lose 2-1." This is why math never lies to you, innit? People can lie to you, but maths doesn't. So I should know.
It doesn't. Look, thanks, boys. That's all the game for this week. I must say, I've been a bit mellow this week.
She don't hear that right. I don't think I've ever been that angry before.
But next week, I think it's FA Cup right next week. So we won't talk in depth in regards to like the midweek games, but we'll have other topics. I think what we think we can talk about more is about the quality of the league, how exciting the league is.
I've got a topic we could talk about for next week as well, but we'll save it for next week. And
Okay.
that's and it centers about Habib's club still, to be honest with you.
Okay.
And
What is it about?
Basically, so I would like to discuss Habib's club, Chelsea, and if they don't make Champions League football, and how they will be reverted back to factory settings.
Okay.
Pre-Abramovich. That's factory settings.
All right, cool. We'll touch on that. So we'll touch on if there's a few things we'll touch on next week because it's not Premier League, it's FA Cup. And I think that's pretty much it. And I think I didn't say this last week because it last week before or the week before. But for all the Muslim out there, Ramadan Kareem. Fast and I pray Allah answer all your du'as during this holy month. And I pray that we witness and practice many more Ramadans, inshallah. All right, boys. Thanks again. Thanks for joining. We'll be back again next week. All the best midweek. Not so much the best, but all the best to us, Saeed. And we'll be back next week. Peace.